guys, so today we're gonna bust another myth, and the myth we're gonna bust today is, does power corrupt? So the four of us, we're gonna go and find our friends and we're gonna ask them what they think about it. Let's go! So the first question is, do you know who DeRue, Park Geun-hye and Kim Jong-un are?
Yep, so DeRue is involved in the NKF scandal.
Geun-hye was the ex-South Korean president who was corrupted.
Oh, Kim Jong-un, everybody knows him.
Unpredictable dictator. He's quite corrupted.
So why do you think they did whatever it is that they did?
And they had the power to do whatever they wanted. And
Has the power to do so.
Kim Jong-un, dictator power, then power get to his head lah. Then red button press. You know, people press button to come for help. He press button, kena missile explode lah. Fly towards Russia, don't know where also.
Do you think he was always morally bad, or do you think it's just because he was placed in this position which made him this way?
He came from a family of supremacy leaders. To start off with, he's actually morally bad lah. To add on with his leadership position, then it just was.
actually, I do not agree with your options. I don't think they're inherently evil. Neither do I think that power corrupted them, but it's more like a misalignment of their priorities and what they want and the position that they are in.
I think they were kind of always bad, but it's because of the power, their position or the power that they have, that they are allowed to actually carry out those bad things.
I think without the power already he was and then now with the power it's just worse.
There you have it, folks. Thank you very much.
Our first study is going to be following the Stanford prison experiment, ran by Professor Philip Zimbardo, who recruited 21 male participants in a study about prisons and prisoner rights. He grouped the participants into prisoners and guards, while assuming the role of prison superintendent. It was set to take place in a mock prison and last for approximately 2 weeks. But, just 6 days into the experiment, it was called off, following the abusive behavior exhibited by the guards and the emotional breakdowns experienced by the prisoners. So, what went wrong? Well, researchers are suggesting that there was actually a selection bias amongst the participants of the experiment. They found out that both the guards and the prisoners in the experiment tended to exhibit higher traits of aggressiveness, authoritarianism, Machiavellianism, narcissism, and social dominance than the control group. In an interview with Arnett in 2007, while the guards in the experiment, he mentions that being superficially tough came easily to me. For one thing, I am an authoritarian person in some ways. Further, I felt that the experiment was important and that my being godlike was part of finding out how people react to real oppression. So what does this mean for us? Could it really be that the power doesn't actually turn people into evil villains seeking world domination? Could it simply just be because of who we are on the inside? Well, according to a group of psychologists in our next study, they suggest that a person's moral identity, the extent in which a person holds morality in his or her self-concept, could actually influence our actions when we are in power. So here's what they did. They ran experiments on 2 different groups of people, 173 working adults and 102 college students. With both groups, they conducted a survey measuring each individual's moral identity and their trait power. Thereafter, they were asked to play the dictator game. In this game, participants were given 10 points and they had the power to decide how many points they could keep from themselves and how many they would give to the person they were paired with. The more points one kept, the more tickets they would earn for a chance at a lottery to win a $100 gift certificate. And the results were amazing. They found that people with a higher moral identity tended to perform less self-interested behavior, while those with a lower moral identity did more. Reason being that people with a higher moral identity were generally more aware of the moral implications of their actions, compared to those with a lower moral identity. And when these people were given power, most of them acted for the common good. But that doesn't simply mean that good people do good things and that bad people are selfish. No. Sometimes someone with a lower moral identity could actually be a good person. They were just unaware of the moral implications of their actions. So the next time you're in a position of power, remember to consider the consequences of your actions before you make a decision. Because in the words of Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility.